Yo. Alright. Well, the time has come. Judgment Day for the new Bad Batch. Alright. But the thing I'm expecting is I expect it'll be speedless. I expect he'll have negative accuracy. And he'll probably have some sort of nuke where like he gains target practice and then loses it on purpose to like empower a nuke. It possibly has like a ricochet AoE. Sharpshooter deals significant damage. Final piece of the kernel for the new Bad Batch. Benefits immensely from having more target practice stacks, as you can get rid of the shaken stacks by having target practice stacks. Let's just go to the kit. GC Omicron? Yeah, that figures. They now have 2 TW and 2 GACWs. Not surprising. Alright, actually pretty short. Which tracks with the rest of the new Bad Batch for how many bonus turns they take, but... The start of battle, Crosshair gains 200% defense for 3 turns. And is inflicted with 20 stacks of Shaken, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or resisted. % defense, but Wrecker is guaranteed to taunt. It's inflicted with 20 stacks of Shaken, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Minus 10% accuracy per stack. Yeah. Alright. Whenever Crosshair gains a stack of target practice here, moves 1 stack of Shaken, and gains 15% Terminator. Does he have speed? I was expecting something like this. But if he just has like normal speed, I assume that his base speed will be quite low though. If he doesn't have like a mirror mechanic, then yeah, he's gotta be slow. Whenever all stacks of Shaken are removed, dispel all debuffs on himself and takes a bonus turn. He's 100% accuracy while targeting a marked enemy. So that's just true even when he... Is that true while he still has Shaken? So is there a world where you could like go accuracy arrow and then like lose a few stacks of Shaken and be able to hit people early on? If there are no GLs, Crosshair's attacks ignore protection. Okay. All in Grand Arenas and there are no GLs, whenever Crosshair's guard is inflicted with a debuff, he dispels it and gains 5% offense stacking, max 100 for 1 turn. Whenever Bad Batch ally with target practice uses a special ability, Crosshair assists. So there is, but it's only when he uses a special. So like Batcher assisting himself will not cause a second Crosshair assist, right? So we have automatic dispel. I wonder. Let's see the rest of the kit first. Target secured, cooldown of 8. So matching exactly with Omega. Final text. I mean, that's what we expected, right? Omega would have a reset to give you a nuke. Crosshair gains 2% crit damage until the end of his turn. Will damage to target enemy, inflict armor shred until the end of the encounter. I assume the shred is after. This attack deals 50% more damage based on the number of turns taken by enemies and Crosshair before target secured is used again. What does that mean? So do you not access this until the second time? So more or less, it's like you're incentivized to like... This attack can't be evaded and can't be used if Crosshair's guard has Shaken. So what? So your hope is you get this, use it, reset, and that's the kill shot? 1, I will handle it. Deal physical damage to target enemy, dealing 10% more damage for each relic amp level Crosshair has. Is this the ricochet? Not an AoE though. All target bad batch ally to assist, dealing 50% more damage. If Crosshair is scarred was the target ally, he is not called to assist and instead removes 6 stacks from himself and stuns the target enemy for 1 turn. If Fugitive Omega is in the leader slot and the target enemy took damage from a bad batch ally's attack on the previous turn, reduced. If an ally is in the leader slot and the target enemy took damage from a bad batch ally's attack on the previous turn, reduce the cooldown of target CR by 1. Right now, it almost sounds more like we're incentivized to go OG Omega over Batcher. Deal physical damage to target enemy 3 times. Ooh, 3 times. That's a lot of. Okay. Yeah. That starts to make more sense. Inflict them with defense down for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. If its attack misses, expose them for 2 turns. Kind of like OG Stormtrooper flavor. Okay. So I had major questions over how the hell is this squad supposed to generate target practice. This begins to answer it. Why can I not access SHG? So what's the exact wording on the basic? The balance for theory crafting this team is going to be how many attackers do we want and how many do we need. Physical damage to target enemy inflicts speed down on them for 1 turn during Hunter's turn. Call a random bad batch ally to assist. But like ideally, we only want to be on Crosshair, right? We would like that to be consistent. Unless it just ends up not being that critical to guarantee. Doesn't original Omega have a 2-hit, or is it only on her turn? Yeah, it has to be her turn. I don't know, man. Like for how much we just need to generate target practice, I imagine it's either gonna be you go OG Omega or you go an AoE career plus Wrecker. You're gonna go Echo Tech, Tank Wrecker, plus Crosshair, I guess. Cause what? In seasons where you have Amp Bag, you go 0, 5, 10. But if it's an Amp Bag season, technically you could go AoE with Basher too. I don't know what to think about Hunter. See, it feels like Hunter's not getting value until after you've done the Shaken minigame, but by the time you reach the Shaken minigame, aren't you kind of just chilling? And the thing to keep in mind as well is this team is hyper interested in heavy tank sustain, which means the dividing line between new batch and old batch comes down to ways to be able to keep them healed. Because right now, for the new squad, Yeah, this is only targetable on clone troopers. Clone troopers get the regen effect. All Bad Batch get the amp egg effects. Let's see, what are y'all saying? It's interesting, but I think you said that you need new Bad Batch people. I mean, it's all a question of use case, right? I would say... What do I say? For whether or not this team is going to be defensively viable. There's a whole lot working in their favor. But there are some things that are working against. Or Crosshair tags, probably just Bad Batch of light side. Yep. BBL. No, CJ's not going to give him Clone Trooper. The Season 1 team is Clone Trooper, the Season 3 team is not. Is the dividing line. I have some major questions about how fast he's going to be. So the thing that's maybe interesting here, you can actually possibly cheat out a second Crosshair turn. But it would require Turbo Crosshair. Because he's gaining, what? 50% turn meter? Well, okay, maybe not an entire second turn, but you'll be like halfway there. If you get Crosshair to go first, and then you get 3 other bonus turns, that's pushing him at 45. Extra turn meter. Oh, wait, no. This isn't for allies using special. This is for whenever Crosshair gains a stack of target practice, he gains 50% TI. Wait, no. So fast Crosshair is still possibly something that we want. But it's going to change the consideration a lot. Yeah, this is almost like some Geonosian soldier shit. Wait, this is so fucking weird to think about, too, because the moment that he comes online, like, you use his basic, and that's just plus 45% turn meter? This, honestly, might be the strongest fucking thing in his kit, aside from the snipe. The current board state nobody does, so is good isn't a reason to farm people anymore. All I'm gonna say is I've been doing very well on defense recently for having quality new teams. But I don't know, if you enjoy defense, if you enjoy screwing with people, I'm a hard disagree with you. That seems kind of like coat. If you're gonna be an efficiency player, then sure, but that's lying in the hole that you made for yourself. You don't get to hold 40 teams for offense and then be like, well, I don't need a 41st team. I'm saying having the new teams has given me opportunities to do things that people who don't have the teams yet have not been able to do. It's a use case. So what am I looking for right now? Let me look at Badger. We're looking for target practice gen. Badger assists herself whenever she uses a special ability on her turn. Off balance will also technically contribute. Okay, this truly just makes no sense. Unless it's just gonna like show up in Datacrons. It's basically saying, okay, if you apply off balance and then she gets another bonus turn and you never, it's technically a thing. It's like when you play Darth Revan and you don't cash in fear. Technically speaking, it does have tactical ramifications. But if you assume that it's just going in on the mark, less so. I think I really want Crosshair to be fast. I don't think he will be. But the benefit of having a team that operates solely in bonus turns is that your speed line can be whatever the fuck you want. And you'll still show up. This also means, though, that any amp egg season, like we've been in a few consecutively. Amp egg seems like a huge power spike for Crosshair. I mean, this basically reads as a potential +10 target practice with amp egg. So she is a little bit more flexible with non-clone troopers. Not a crazy map, but not bad. I wish it doesn't really offer stealing. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a clear hard set like insta plug-in 5. It does feel like things are loose enough that it's going to be a mix and match. So basically, the squad is solely focused on target practice, which isn't too surprising. Yeah, this button is doing a fuck ton of heavy lifting at the moment. Yeah, I do. Sorry, I kind of just believe that kind of where we started might end up being a pretty solid starting place. Huge of Omega, Echo Tech, OG Wrecker, plus Crosshair. I guess another thing that's interesting here, though, that I'm not really thinking about. Well, the problem with an OG batch mix, like in a weird way, Mark is kind of just trying to force the AI to play the target practice plan. And that might end up mattering. Okay, what's the... Okay, this is honestly going to be the X factor here, because right now, one of the reasons why I'm favoring the OG batch so much is the regen clause. Okay, what's the actual Omega regen clause? You get the saber for everyone, but that's fine and all. Remove all buffs and debuffs and they are inflicted with 10 stacks again. No. Where is it? All bad batch allies gain stealth until the end of the encounter. Can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. At the start of each character's turn, stealth allies. So that's the thing I'm kind of forgetting here. So yeah, the regen can't work for the tank. It can only work for the stealth people. But that still potentially has value. Right? That can still generate you extra bonus turns. I don't know. I think the Clone Trooper Bad Batch comp, the Echo Tech Wrecker, might be offense only. Yeah, I forgot we got shit like this too. They do have potential sources. Yeah, heal block equals regen too. So Crosshair assist on special. They have to have target practice, so you won't have access to it immediately. But when you're proccing it in the mid game before you have accuracy, you're still going to be generating exposed, right? Yeah. Which will still then proc more damage and lead to target practice, just one proc instead of three. This animation feels almost more like an Ultra Kill reference. It even fucking bounces or like ricochets into their head. Call target Bad Batch ally to assist dealing 50% damage. I guess Wrecker might just be the highest value just for extra target practice. And you get Team TM as well. Alright. Yeah, reasonable kit. It's simple, but there is still stuff to be thinking about. Alright, so I think I can fully upgrade Batcher now without too much worrying. I think I can R9 Wrecker, probably? without too much worry. Like, there was a world where you almost wanted Record to be weak, just so that you could, like, get a captive sooner, but Crosshair is not, like, dependent on captive at all, thank fuck. I'll have to simmer on OG Omega. She might make the cut, actually. Is only gonna keep it to Record? No, ever since the taunt was locked. Or not locked, but, like, forced into level 1 version of Record 2's unique. There was a reason to go double Record. Okay, I guess there's not technically no reason, but limited reason. Yeah, I'll be very curious to see what Crosshair speed is. Like, if Crosshair has anywhere decent speed, like, he's basically the new Geonosian spy. And you will be able to weave him in that way, including a double nuke. Interesting. Alright. I don't think there's too much to do, Crafts. I think it's mostly just going to be setup and execution, which we'll need to do with speed first. I'm guessing he's going to be like 90 to 110 speed, thematically. But the thing is, he doesn't really look... Like, they're calling him Scar, but he doesn't really look fully crippled the way that he was in the show, so maybe they won't actually lean that hard on it. Alright. Well, I'm out of here again. I guess we will see him in 8, but more like 15 days. Later.